How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. We are at part 2 of the review of the Mantis Q40. So sorry to split this up into 2 parts because it's got a bit disrupted halfway through, so I had to just stop the video and actually do part 2 to this. So yes, the last thing we were recently talking about was the power brick, and yeah. It's exactly the same thing as the Stellar Trek power bricks, which I do like. They are quite fidgety, so you have got to be careful. But yeah, you do have various 3-pin, 2-pin plugs, and depending on what country you're in, you would attach the right one. Bear in mind, this one did come with 2 pins because I know the Humanware headquarters is in Canada, so I'm guessing it's come from there, so that's why they've kind of just left the 2-pin on, prongs on. But I've managed to remove that and actually attached the UK 3-pin plug. So yeah, which took a bit of a while, but yeah, I do like this power blocks. I think they're much better than the ones that were used on the Touch previously. They just feel a lot more durable. I think the quality just feels a lot better, and I think it's just a nicer power brick as well, nice and smooth, nice and durable. But yeah, so in terms of the power supply, there are a couple of ways that you can actually charge the Mantis. So the first idea is to actually plug the USB end into a laptop. So my laptop here has got many USB sources around here, and actually what you can do is plug that part of the USB into the laptop and the USB-C end into the Mantis, and actually what that can do, it can start to charge from your laptop. However, you would want to have your laptop charged as well, because while charge is going into the laptop, the Mantis is also taking some of that juice for itself as well, so bear in mind. However, if you're going to use it via terminal mode or Bluetooth, then yeah, I mean, you can still do the same thing, or what you can do is then you might think about using the power brick to actually charge the Mantis Q40 off, where you can then use it wireless, like a wireless keyboard, and have the laptop next to you in my case, my left hand side, and just control it from the Mantis. But personally for me, I prefer to actually have the USB connected. The USB-C, I think it's just faster. I think with terminal, it's kind of a case of having to go into Bluetooth and actually just find the right laptop. But I've never really done it, so I generally prefer to connect via the USB-C. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the Mantis on. Actually, before I do that, I'll just remind you of some of the buttons that we have. So again, standard QWERTY keyboard, same sort of keys that you get on a computer. So things like Control, Function, Windows, Alt, Spacebar. We also have, I'm not sure what these are actually on the right side. I've never really played with those sort of keys, but I do know I have up, down, left, right, and arrow keys. We do have the tab key. If we go back to Control, we'll go 4 keys up, and we also have the number row across the top of that, 1 to 10, and we also have the F keys as well. It's basically all of the same keys that you would get on a computer. We also do have the refreshable brow display. Nice pins here, definitely nice length. The cursor router keys are going to place your cursor where it needs to be. Then you have all the 4 thumb keys with the left and far right kind of just being as navigation thumb keys to jump into various parts of your document. The left thumb key and the right thumb key, so the backwards and forwards is just to go like to previous lines of your document, and then of course you have the home circular button in the middle, which takes you back to the main menu or the editor. So a lot of these thumb keys basically are what you get on your Touch. Most of them, the cursor root keys are exactly the same as well, so it is quite nice to really have that sort of similarity of keys. If I just take out the case as well, we can explore the unit from the back and actually get an understanding of the case. So I'm just going to go around the corners, slowly take the machine out. So this is the actual case itself, nice silicone case. I prefer this to the leather cases. I think they're just a lot more long lasting. Or I could be wrong for those of you who probably have had the mantis longer than me, and maybe you've had your own cases. It's a bit flimsy, don't mind me saying, you know, I think, but otherwise it is quite durable. I think I wouldn't want it to be as flimsy, I don't think. I think if it's a little bit more sturdy, maybe have a bit of plastic in there just to make it more secure, but otherwise it is quite a durable case. It is quite tough material. And then of course we have the mantis itself. So the plastic neck, it's a nice rough finish. Again, for me, it is good. It is nice, tough plastic. Of course, and you have your numbers at the back as well. I think that's your serial number, the product number. And on the front, of course, you have your thumb keys. But yeah, I don't know. I think the plastic's okay. It is quite a durable keyboard. It's not too thin. It's not too thick. Not sort of like potential sort of cracks in there, but I think it's really tough plastic here, guys. Personally, I prefer it when it's in the case, but sometimes you might need to take it out of the case. And of course, the power buttons are nice and visible as well. You can feel it as well. It's like, it almost feels like an A in Braille. Or you might think it feels like a beat back, it's just more like an A in Braille. So yeah, nice little power button there, but actually I'm going to get it back in this case. And then we'll turn it on and then we'll go through a couple of features that this machine has. But yeah, it's not heavy, it's not overly light, it's just in the middle. So it's nice and easy to carry around. You know, I think you just think, you know, why haven't they got a neck strap? I know the Q40 does, but I think personally I would like to see more protection in this device. I think what I like with the Brilliance and what HIMS have done is they've got a lid sort of on the top where you can actually cover the keyboard as well, and which is what I think this is missing. So I think this would be really good feedback for humanware. But yeah, it's a nice light display. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. You know, it's just in the middle, but I think more towards the lighter side. Durability as well, it's decent. You know, it's not too slim. It's not too thick. It's just in the middle, but yes, potentially more towards the thicker side of things, especially when you put it in the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. I'm not going to connect it to my laptop. I think that'll be a separate video. I'll be showing you guys how to do it via USB. If I can, I'll try and do it via Bluetooth as well. I'll have a look at how to do that. But I will also be showing you how to connect this to your laptop and JAWS. We'll kind of just do a bit of touch typing so you guys can get an idea of what it's about. So yeah, so all I'm going to do now is turn it on, and to do that I'm going to hold the power button in. There we are. Now that should be turning on. Sometimes you might think you've actually pressed it, what on earth is going on, but sometimes I think I just didn't realise that I hadn't pressed it properly. It's just one of those buttons, but I think it could be a little bit bigger. So we're just waiting for the key soft. So this is it just says starting, and this cursor does move around like it does on the touch, but unfortunately it does move around when you're reading things or if you're going to put things in place. I don't like that. I just think keep it in one place. So anyway, but I think that could be sorted in another future update. So we're now on editor. So editor is the first thing that we come to in the main menu. So you might think, well, contacts, no, that's a Touch Plus. In this case, this is the Mantis Q40. It's a completely different product altogether. Yes, it's humanware, but it's a different product. So the first thing we come onto this is editor. This is all the area where you can actually edit your files, save files and create files and sort all your browse settings out. But I'm gonna press enter. I'm gonna go into it just to show you guys what it's about. And I think, yes, again, the idea of having enter, it's almost the same thing or the same sort of idea as humanware having a lot of their note-taking devices. So I think it's nice to keep this the same as well. you know, and I know on the Stellar Trek they have confirmed. But anyway, so this is where we have file. I'm going to use the down arrow key. I've got open file. Recently. Editor settings. Close. Yeah. So really what this is, it just gives you the chance to create your files. So if you need to make a little note of something, or if you are going to write something, this is a section that you would use to create your files. And already what I'm noticing is we've got plenty of navigation options on this device, because, sorry, 2 navigation options, because we can either press the far right or left thumb key, or we can use the arrow keys on the Mantis to go between the different menus that are on the main menu itself. So now, as I've pressed the, if I just press the, I just went back with the left thumb key, but if I press the far right thumb key, we've got Braille editor. So I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to have a little look at what's in there. Just create Braille file. Open file. Recently saved. Editor settings. Close. So I think it's more of the same, but it just gives you the chance to kind of create more of a Braille-like file. You know, I mean, I've not really used this, so I'm only just having a quick glance as to what this really could be as well. So yes, so let's just move down to the next thing. We've got terminal mode, so terminal. So again, this is where you're going to be able to connect via USB-C, USB or Bluetooth. We've also got library. So what's in here? So, sorry, just go back to library. Press enter. So what's in here? Look list. Okay, recently read. So this search, we've got close. So this is where I think you've got all your books. We can read your books on here. For those of you who enjoy reading, you can actually read your books on this as well. File manager, so this is where you can actually manage all your files or your recently saved sort of files. You've also got a calculator, so if you need to do a sum, or if you're in a lesson, you can just use a calculator to do some maths. And you've also got date and time, and then you've got settings. So in the sort of settings, this is going to be a very important menu for us, so I'm going to take on time on this as well. So we've got user settings, we've got language, profile, we've got speech settings, we've got Wi-Fi, we've got Bluetooth, we've got main menu applications, we've got change language, activate exam mode, software update, about, and close. So a lot of these things in the settings, I mean, the new one that's come from is main menu applications. So that's going to be all the applications on the main menu. But one of the things that we did come across was speech. Now, unfortunately, I will not be able to demonstrate this, because with this sort of speech, you have to sort of get this really connected via an external device. So this could be a Bluetooth speaker, or something, maybe your laptop perhaps. But that's something I think I need to have a little fiddle around with, because that's a new thing that's come in the update. So I'll just have a look at some of them. Main menu applications. So let's just have a look at that very quickly. Yeah, so that is just telling you kind of all your application settings. So the editor is on, Braille editor on, library on, file manager is on, calculators on, date and time on, bookshare on, and NFB Newsline on. I don't know what that is. Okay, NLS board on. Don't know what that is. User guide on. Power off on. So basically just saying like your power off mode is on. Save. Cancel. Okay. Cancel. Out of that, so I'm going to press enter on cancel. And we're back in the settings. So yeah, this is just making sure that all your applications are on, everything's ready to go, it's all activated. I'll have a quick look at language profile. So in the language profile here we have English United Kingdom. Add profile, check out your profile. Configure profile, delete profile, back. So I'm just going to go back to the English UK. I'm going to hit enter on that. I'm just going to take you through the list of languages that are available. So we have so what's happening there is I'm having a load of, hang on, let me just read what's there. We have English, English United Kingdom. Okay, that's English United Kingdom. I'm going to hit enter. Doesn't do anything there. English United Kingdom. Delete. Let's try back. Let's try add a profile. Let's go and add. So let's see what we've got. Profile name. Braille. Okay. Now, something interesting I've come across is I'll have to find another way to change the language, but I'm not able to do that now. But it's taking me straight into the Braille sort of settings. So the first thing we've got is configure voice Darius. So I'm going to go right back to the settings for you guys. Profile name. That's the first thing that comes in that sort of language settings. Braille grade, Unicode. Braille grade, uncontracted Braille. So we're going to change that hopefully. Computer Braille table, English US. So that can be changed. Louis Braille. Okay, uncontracted Braille table, English UEB. Duxbury grade 1. Okay, contracted Braille table, English UEB, Duxbury grade 2. Contract voice. So voice is Darius. Okay, save configuration, cancel. So yeah, if you go into language profile, that's just all your Braille settings and your voice that you've selected. So I'm going to go back. Language profile, speech, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So at the start, you get, I do understand that at the start, they come with English Canada, so you've got English United States, Australia, and United Kingdom, and all that jazz. So obviously, I've chosen English United Kingdom, but actually, I thought within the settings, language profile, you would be able to actually go and change the language, but actually, it's taken me straight into the Braille settings. So I'd have to look at that properly and get back to you guys about that. But actually, in that sort of settings, you've got your Braille grade. Currently, this is all in grade 1 at the moment, but I am going to change that. So you got your computer Braille settings as well. So just based on some of those features, what is my overall opinion on this device? I think for me, it's probably my favourite out of the Braille displays that I've used, because I've had a look at the Brilliant BI40, which my friend who is a blind gamer has got. I've also had a look at the Q Braille, and of course, I've had a go on this. Now, the reason for me, I think when I was at college, a couple of Humanware representatives came down, and obviously I was having a chat to them about this, and what they did say was because a lot of their customers, when they get so used to using Humanware products, I think Humanware are such a company that like to keep their dynamics or keep their operations almost the same, or have a similar sort of field or a similar sort of dynamic of customers being able to operate their products. So for example, on the Mantis, we have enter like we do on the Touch, whereas on the Stellar Trek you might have something that's confirm, but again, that's just another way to select, and it's just a very simple way of doing things. And what he said to me, what one of the representatives said to me, that was that I suppose when you get used to using our products, this is why people just tend to sort of have that skill set, or are able to really sort of enjoy Humanware's products and really kind of use their transferable skills and actually implement that into something like this, for example, which is what the Mantis Q40, which is what I've done. So yeah, definitely out of all of them, I think if I was to compare the Braille displays I've used so far, by far this is my favourite. I think why? Because it's a nice QWERTY keyboard. My hands, it's a perfect size for my hands to use. The Q Braille, I think, was just, I get what HIMS were trying to do. They were trying to create that Braille experience, and I think trying to bring the computer experience in as well. For me, that's not quite worked. I still think it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I think it's about personal preference. But I think if HIMS had made the keys a bit bigger and actually better design the keyboard, then maybe, yes, that might be better. But I think Humanware have probably taken a slightly more sensible approach, as in to say, let's just keep, if we're going to have Braille input, let's just keep a separate Braille keyboard. But then if we have this sort of keyboard like the Mantis, let's just keep it computer oriented. But actually, then the next sort of argument that you could say is, well, you can actually do Braille input on both of them. You can actually do Braille input on the Mantis as well. So actually, really, it's down to personal preference. For me, I think had HIMS had sort of better designed their keyboard, had they made the keys a bit bigger, then maybe I would have stuck with it. But I think so far at the moment, this Mantis Q40 is by far my favourite. So hopefully we will be coming out with a video hopefully very soon, where myself, my friend Michael, and hopefully my friend Jack will be comparing the Q Braille and the Q40 side by side. I think, it'd also be nice to get a view of my friend Jack, who's partially sighted, of course, and to see what he thinks, how the idea of the Mantis Q40, actually, is this the better idea going forward? Because actually, you might think that with employers at work as well, they are just used to using normal simple QWERTY keyboards. I think if you're going to grab something like Q Braille, employers are going to want more training. So I think really what Humanware have kind of come and done as such is they've widened their preference, and they've probably said, okay, let's just make life easier, not only for our customers, but for the employers or their teachers or students or other fellow students or colleagues that they're going to work in, because I know a lot of Humanware products are brought into schools as well. So I think it's a really nice approach as to what Humanware have done, that actually kind of created a bit of variety. I think, not saying that with the Q Braille it's impossible to do, but it would mean that employers, I think, would have to undergo a level of training, whereas I think with the Mantis, it's probably something that they could probably pick up a little bit more quicker, only due to the keyboard. But otherwise, in terms of the Braille, I think all of the Braille displays have that equal sort of advantage, or equal sort of position to say, yes, if you're not a Braille user, you would need that sort of training. Now, my overall what about this text-to-speech thing? Well, actually, I don't really see the point. I think if you're going to not have speakers on this, why would you want to plug this to an external device and have speech coming off it? I think you've got the Braille, just use it there. But however, I know hymns have got a little speaker on the device because I think when you turn it on, it makes a sound. I would like to see a sound on this Mantis Q40. I think because if people miss the vibration, I do think it will be a little better to have a sound, you know, and I think they should have had speakers on this, and actually, perhaps if they were going to put speech on, just have a speaker on this. But actually, overall, if I'm honest with you, Humanware, I think the Braille Note Touch Plus's ideas failed. I think get rid of the Braille Notes, keep the Mantis where it is, but why not build a Braille laptop? Have exactly the same keyboard like the Mantis. I think the Mantis keyboard's already there, but just grab it, fit it into a laptop. Because if we look at the ideal working nowadays, you know, we're looking for things like JAWS. We know the touch idea has completely failed. You know, and I've mentioned about this many of times. You know, and if you listen to Humanware, clearly that has really failed. And I think Humanware, if they are the leading global provider for VI technology, need to really consider. I think the Mantis is a real start, but I'd like to see Humanware take this great piece of kit much further. And actually, can we have this fitted in to something like this, you know, which to an extent can be a nightmare because when JAWS freezes, what happens? But actually, we've not only got a keyboard, we've also got Braille at the bottom as well. So actually, even if JAWS was to crash, we've still got enough operation to actually use something. Now, I know there's something called Inside OnePlus, but clearly I think if Humanware were to work with Microsoft or the developers of JAWS, then I think this could go a real long way, because we have to understand that I get this conflict of sighted VI versus sighted. I do understand that there are quite some conflicts between the two different worlds, but I think the best way that we're going to come together, guys, is by adapting everything, by just making everything that very simple, so that actually not only are we adapting with the sighted way in that sort of sense of JAWS, but they've got a chance to see what Braille is about, you know, how Braille is done and how we can actually touch type. So it kind of goes fair both ways, you know, it's just about being fair. But I think if we're going to have something completely separate to what others are using, or if they're going to have something separate to what we're using, I just think everyone needs to come to that sort of balance where we can have such products where everyone can use together. Because I think if we're going to go into work, you know, and there are a very high percentage of people that are not employed. I don't get that many people have said that, but I think this could be the start to actually help employers realise what technology is out there and how we can work. So that's it from me, guys. You know, if you did enjoy it, please like, share and subscribe. Of course, if you have any comments about the Mantis, any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Of course, put your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you recommend for other people to buy it? What is your experience on the Mantis Q40? Are you a Q-Braille user? Are you a Focus 40 user, Monarch, or Focus 80 or Polaris, or are you a brilliant BI40 user? Let me know what your thoughts on those devices, what your experiences using the Mantis, which one is your favourite. Get that collaboration going, guys. But apart from that, I will see you in the next video.